Thank you for being part of this journey, and I really hope that you're even sharing these things with others. Because if you're not sharing them with others, and you're just keeping them to yourself, then it's not going to help. So share the link with others, watch it even with others, pull them in and watch together and discuss over it. And again, reach out if you just need more to be expounded and to be so that we can help you just understand more. Now, when we were talking about the self-preservation tool, and we talked about those three questions: what are you afraid of losing? What are you trying to hide? What are you trying to prove, and to who? You had me talking about what to share and who to share and all those things. That level of discretion. And we have this tool called discretion and discipline. Now, we all need to know how to manage information. And this tool helps us know, how do you manage what you need to communicate? How do you manage the information you have? How do you manage, even when you have to go through the process of lowering your self-preservation? But how do you manage that process of saying, I will lower my self-preservation? This tool becomes very instrumental in this conversation when you're talking of what to share. You can't meet someone for the first time and all of a sudden you're telling them everything because you really want to be vulnerable. You really want to connect with them. And so you're meeting someone for the first time and you're all over, I struggle with this, I can't even manage resources, I can't even, I'm fighting with my XYZ, I'm da-da-da-da. And someone is like, hey, wait a minute, you need counseling. And I say, hey, I think you need counseling because you're just meeting for the first time. So how much information do you share at that point? Discretion and discipline. Maybe you're leading a team and you're from a meeting and there's some things that you've been told. You need to know, how much can I share with my team? Now, some people make the danger of sharing nothing at all. And so everybody's left guessing. Some people might share too much. So people then, expectation, remember the expectation scale? The expectation go whoop. They're not expecting so much. Yet, you're at a point where you are not clear of everything you know. So how much do you share? Do you maybe say, hey guys, we are considering XYZ, and at this point, nothing is clear yet, but I want you guys to hold on to this information. When things are clear, I will communicate when things are clear. So that even your team knows, okay, there's something being done and it will be communicated when things are clear. So you're not running the danger of extremes of either not sharing or sharing too much. So how much do you share? The second, who do you share it with? Are they the right people? You can't take your precious information and throw it to every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Because some of them might take that information and come back and use it against you. So if you have this precious information about you, about your challenges and your struggles, you can't share it with someone who is going to use it against you and pull you down and take advantage of you. Some of us know moments when people use the information we shared with them to take advantage of us. I know such moments. So who do you share it with? Who do you share this information with? Are they the right people? You're leading a team and you have this information you're processing. Do you stand in front of everybody and tell it to everybody? Or do you call some key leaders and say, hey guys, I'm thinking of doing the following XYZ, and I'll let you know when it's ready. Kindly don't communicate it yet. It's still information we want to guard carefully because we are not clear how it will play out. So let's not. Of course, there are cases also, and I remember someone telling me how you can use propaganda sometimes to communicate something in the organization. And there's propaganda. And here's a crazy example. If you want some information to be spread across the organization, unofficial channels, and maybe you lead this big organization, and you want just to spread some information, and you want it to go unofficial, just say something and make sure that someone hears. Someone maybe, for you, just want this information to, so just say, I think from next week we are going to reduce on how we hold meetings. Just say it. And someone will hear it, and before you realize it will be unofficially communicated. You're kind of preparing people for something you need to officially communicate now. But you're doing that, you're preparing them. And so just say something. Maybe if you have a secretary or if you have someone who cleans your office, let them hear. And then they will say, hey, I had this being said. And before you realize, everybody now is expecting the official communication. Then come out and make the official communication. The shocks have been managed, all those. Now that's some people use that. Some people have done that and it works for them. It can be also very dangerous, so don't be careful. Be careful what kind of information you can share that way. Again, who? Be careful what kind of information you can share that way, because you can't share every information that way. So who? Is it the right person? Then when? Is it the right time? Is it the right time to share this information? This information might destabilize people for nothing. Yet it is something that can wait until next year. But because of your excitement, you come. Is it the right time? Are the people involved ready for this information to be shared? Have you healed to share it? Maybe you're still going through your healing process. And so sharing this information at this time is just going to provoke the healing process. So don't share it until it's the right time to share it. Is it the right time to share this information that you want to share because you want to build influence? Now, it's very important also to know that we have different spaces as you're thinking of this discretion and tool. One of the greatest eye-openers that I experienced when I was going through this is that we have personal space, private space, then there's public space, and then there's everybody else. Or organization space, and then there's public space. So whatever it is, personal. You need to be careful how you handle personal information. Personal information. You need to be very careful how you handle that. Personal is different from private. So my personal affairs have got to do with my personal struggles, my personal issues, my personal growth challenges. That's my personal journey. My private issues might got to do with my family. That's private. My family, my team, my office space, it's private. That's private. And so how I handle that information with discretion and discipline is also very important. And then maybe it's an organization, that organizational space. There's what is for that space. And then there's public space. And then of course there's social media, whatever that is. Now, you can't take a personal information and throw it in the organizational space. Terrible disaster. You're going to cause a lot of drama. Again, whatever is for organization or public space, you can't keep holding it on the personal space. You're gonna mess up. Because you're holding what is meant for people out there, you're holding it in your personal space. So it's good to ask yourself, this information that I have, is it personal? Is it private? Is it organizational? Is it public? Or is it meant for the whole world? So then you know, okay, so it's meant for the whole world, but how much of it is meant for the whole world? How much of it is meant for the organization? How much of this is personal and how much of this can get out? Discretion and discipline. Very powerful tool if properly used. I have had some people around me that have used this tool very well to manage communication. We've made mistakes. I have made mistakes myself with this tool, where sometimes I don't share enough and people around me are making assumptions. And I found myself in very uncomfortable situations where because I don't share enough, people have made assumptions. My personality is those who process things inside. We process things inside. And by the time I speak out, I want to be sure that whatever I've said, I can take responsibility for. And so that might be too late by the time I'm sharing it. And people have made assumptions, and now you're dealing with a crisis because you did not share information in good time. Or maybe you shared it to the wrong people. Now, there are also those of us who talk too much. And we talk, and sometimes we wish we would take every word we said back, but it's already out there. And it's already now, all we're doing is we're doing damage control. Because we spoke too soon, we spoke too much, and we spoke to the wrong people. So, I hope this is a tool that you can use in your own space to ask yourself, the information I have, is it meant for public? Is it meant for private? Is it meant for personal space? Is it for the organization? Is it for the whole world to listen to? And how much of it? Is it the right time also to reveal this information to whichever group of people needs to listen to it? Is it the right time? Or do I need to wait? And how much of it can I say now? And how much of it can I say next week? How much of it can I say next year? And how much of it do I need to say? Or how much of it do I need to keep in and never, ever, ever get to say again? So kindly use this tool. Use this tool, interrogate yourself, share it with others, and next time you have some information to share, ask yourself, how much do I need to share? Who do I need to share it with? And is it the right time? Is now the right time to speak about this? Or do I need to wait for the right time? Because maybe some parties involved in this conversation are yet to get over the issues you're struggling with. Thank you very much for paying attention and for listening. And I pray this becomes part of the tools you will use to manage the information that you have access to. Thank you very much.